Allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly Christ might perpetrate next?
He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of Bible.
Glorifying, so he's the Holy One of Israel. So now we understand is thy son.
Father God, come on, Queen, come to the microphone.
Right.
I ain't got no time for these camps trying to rule me and just do a whole bunch of reading to me. I ain't open them scriptures like that, not from y'all. Come on, Queen, come to the microphone.
Verse 10. I was almost done, sir.
No. I'm done. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm done with that right there. If you can't prove it through a couple of scriptures, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna do y'all like the camps do. We doing over here. Cut you off when they want to cut you off. Come on, Queen, you got the mic.
Hey, shalom, most high, blessed to you, Bahrain. How you doing today?
Good, sis. I'm walking away. I'll be right back. I can hear you though.
Okay. All right, my good friend Garfield's here. Hey, Garfield, what's going on today?
I'm good. What's poppin'?
All right, so I see you up here talking about you're talking about how people don't know anything, but I guess you know. We all need to listen to you. Who died and gave you the authority to tell somebody what's true and what's not? It looks like you believe in the out of Africa theory. Is that what you're quoting?
Are you want me to respond, or you want me to wait until you finish?
I'm asking you a question. You're quoting the out of Africa theory? Is that correct?
I subscribe to the out of Africa theory 100%. I subscribe that. Who made me an authority? I never said I was an authority, unless you want to make me one. And the next thing is, actually the topic is people say they're Israelites based off of. I'm saying it's hogwash, foolishness. Y'all front. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying y'all front.
So when you say that so you're talking about, Black people as a whole, that we're not the Israelites. Do you believe the Israelites actually exist, that they actually were a group of people?
Israelites,
historically speaking?
Historically speaking, yeah, there were some people called it Israelites. There was a nationality that was destroyed in the 700s.
The 700s. So so biblically speaking, you don't, but like with the Jews that are within the land of Israel, you don't consider them to be the Israelites?
As far as what? As far as attached to the Israelites of the biblical text from 700 BC?
I'm talking, just speaking in general about the Bible. We're speaking historically as well as biblically.
Well, historically speaking, I mean, the people today can call themselves Jews because it's all about a conversion process. If you go back to 200 BC, you could see that there's a conversion process of people practicing a religion, and that religion turned into rabbinical Judaism, then the split with Karaite Judaism, and then you see people descending from that. There are people that actually could literally trace themselves back to that tradition.
All right. So does that give any validation to the Bible? Well, pretty much.
As far as the Bible people is concerned, there was an admixture in the land because the majority of the people that lived in the land stayed in the land. So when you look at the DNA of the Canaanites who are actually, the scholars consider the Canaanites to be who the Israelites stemmed out of, you see that their genetic markers are 50% of the Arabs and 50% of the Jews that live in the land carry this genetic marker. So they are connected to the ancient people, if you want to be technical.
Well, yes, they are they are indeed Canaanites. That's who they are. But the Canaanites have absolutely nothing to do with the Israelites. They're Canaanites. And the Bible actually provides history to define that they are the Canaanites, because we know in the book of Jubilees that the Canaanites came in and actually took the land that was supposed to be inhabited by the children of Israel. Now,
let me respond to that real quickly. You
well,
saying
hold on. Let me
you made a point. Let me respond to that point real quickly. What you just said is hogwash. The Canaanites are the Israelites according to academia, according to Bible belief, according to everything. And how we know that is we could look at the story of Ephraim in the Bible and Manasseh, and you'll see that the story of Ephraim told in First Chronicles 7:21 talks about how Ephraim's children died and he went down and actually was mourning at the time. He couldn't have been in Ephraim and he couldn't have been in the Exodus at the same time. He couldn't have been traveling in Egypt at the same time if he came down, because based on what he's doing in First Chronicles, his daughter, his granddaughter, who he had another daughter, helped to build the culture of where Ephraim is and the towns according to the biblical text. It actually admits that they are Canaanites. So we could use the biblical text and prove that these people are Canaanites. And how we prove it? We look at both stories and traditions. Ephraim, if you look at Genesis 46 verses 26 in the Septuagint, it talks about Ephraim having children and grandchildren when he was at least 5 years old. That's actually impossible. So you see someone is adding a tradition to create Manasseh and Ephraim in the Exodus tradition when they technically weren't. So Ephraim was born in the Canaan and raised, his children's children were raised in Canaan. So his whole tribe was in Canaan, and I could show it for all 12 tribes. So the Bible is telling us two traditions. One, when they grew up in Canaan, and the other one is when they went and go up into the 75 or 70 people went into Egypt.
Okay, but let me chime in here, because the thing is, I'm born here in America, right? Does that change who I am?
So,
but does that, you talking about these people being born in a different land, it doesn't stop who they are because they were born in that land. Now, I don't want to make this about the Bible. We're going to make this about evolution right now. Let's go there. So you're saying that there is no history. No, we're gonna go your way.
Talking about proving that you're
no. I'm trying, but
I'm not an expert on evolution.
You tell us that what we believe in.
The whole storyline. We talking about quick
run away from me, Garfield. Don't be scared, little kitty cat. Don't be scared of me. Let's talk about it. So you believe anything? Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me to talk?
I'm trying to change the conversation.
No, I'm not. I'm getting ready to drag this into
I don't care about evolution. I don't care about evolution.
You are an agnostic, correct? You don't believe in a God. You don't believe a God exists.
Nope. I never said I don't believe a God exists. In fact, I'm an agnostic. But the point of the matter is, it's not even about me. It's about you going around lying to black folks that you're an Israelite. So you can't prove it. Shows and prove how fake you are. You heard about being evolution. Don't tell me about evolution. Tell me about you, Israelite.
Well, wait a minute. She's trying to go
show and prove you're an Israelite.
Thank you, Beren. Please allow me.
Let it talk.
She faked the funk.
No, I'm not. Because you're telling everybody.
I want to talk about evolution. What does evolution have to do with the topic?
It has, because you keep bringing it up. You keep bringing out the out of Africa theory. Where does that stem from?
Man.
Where does the out of African theory come from? It doesn't come from the Bible.
You want to talk about
Marie, can you please allow me to speak? He doesn't know where I'm headed. He doesn't know where I'm headed.
Let it talk, Garfield. Let it talk. See where it's going.
Thank you. My gosh. So he believes in the out of Africa theory. The out of Africa theory states that black people only stem from out of Africa. Where do we get this from? We get this from evolution. This whole thing says that everybody came from apes and monkeys, and then they evolved and turned into human beings. Long, far away land. They all came from inanimate objects and spawned and was able to create life, right? Out of nothing, from a primordial ooze, this soup, and life spawned. This is what Garfield is wanting us to believe. He doesn't want us to believe that there is actually a deity of high power, of high value that created us. Now, he wants to get up here and talk about the out of Africa theory as if black people were not in Israel, within the Mesopotamian region. So my thing is this. He gets up here and he says all of this. He tells us that he says that we have no history. But when everybody on the planet Earth were originally of melanated complexion, right? Are you familiar with the Cheddar Man, Garfield?
Garfield, black blue-eyed guy, she talking to you. Y'all can type of one. Y'all can hear me?
I'm hearing you. I'm waiting on Garfield to respond to me with the Cheddar Man.
Oh, I thought my mic was unmuted. My bad. Yes, I've heard of the Cheddar Man.
All right. So the Cheddar Man is actually supposed to be the genetic, descendant. Is where Europeans are supposed to have come from. Is the Cheddar Man. The Cheddar Man is said to have been dark complected, melanated complected, as if he was black. Right, Garfield? Right, Garfield?
But what is your point, though?
My point is this. Everybody on the planet was black. That's my point.
Oh, so your point
this is genetically, scientifically, hold on. This is genetically, scientifically proven here. This is not word of mouth. This is not, hold on. This is not religious. This is not anything of belief. This does not require belief. This is a fact, right? So if everybody on the planet originally was black, then why wouldn't the children of Israel be black? If we want to go through the scientific perspective.
Wow. Are you finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Just to listen to her talk, you realize how silly and stupid she sounds. The point is, you're talking about species, or you're talking about humans, you're talking about out of Africa theory, where species come from. What are you talking about?
You.
Let me finish. Hey, I made you talk. I mean, listen, you sound really stupid right now. Real stupid. I thought you was gonna come with some knowledge. You sounded ridiculous. And anybody who took a biology class or a scientific class would know she has no idea what you're talking about. So this is why you run from proving you're an Israelite to talk about evolution. Let me just say this. There's a lot of Christians who believe, like the Roman Catholic Church and other Protestants, who actually accept evolutionary science. So this is not a Garfield thing. I'm not an expert in it, so I don't talk about it. But the truth of the matter is, if you're saying that the out of Africa theory is wrong and that's the basis of evolution, no, it's not. The issue with out of Africa, they're just saying that the oldest human bones or fossils have been found in Africa, which is a fact. Now, as far as skin tone, you can't predict skin tone for human beings, saying, oh, of course, so the Israelites are black. No, nobody's saying whether they're black, white, red, or yellow. We're saying that they could be any skin tone, because skin tone and your phenotype can vary depending on the area where you live, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, depending on the region that you're born and everything. So for you,
hold on, Garfield. Hold on, because you're.
No, I'm not holding on.
Hold on.
I have to hold on when you're talking. You hold on.
I don't mind, but I don't want people. I want you to elaborate a little bit more.
No, sis.
You said something about the bones in Africa.
No, sis. I allowed you to speak I didn't allow you to speak because this is Bereen's show. You spoke and I never interrupted. I muted my mic. All right. And when you asked me a question, I came off mic. Now, this is what the problem is. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the first thing. The second thing is the color of Israelites is a hot topic and it gets to people's emotions. Garfield has never said Israelites were black, white, red, or yellow. In fact, race is a social construct in the last 200-300 years. We shouldn't even be using race to talk about people from the past. That's being anachronistic. It's not being smart. We don't know what the people look like. We assume because we call ourselves black that they are black. But these people had different skin tones and different phenotypes. We can't do that. Well, anyway, I'm gonna yield the mic because that whole conversation was a total commercial break. I still want to know how our
hold on a minute. 2 questions came in for Queen. What was Cheddar Man's haplogroup? Are his modern descendants still black? Or are they what we would call Caucasians today? One, and two, what's this upcoming live about somebody else asked that just sent us? We have been infiltrated. Wake up, Black America. What is this about right here? Those are two questions for Queen. Go ahead, Garfield, then we'll give the Queen. Why is he laughing? Oh, I hate that laugh. Let her continue, Christopher Law Officer. Go ahead, Queen, you got the mic. Y'all hear me? Type of one if y'all hear me.
I hear you loud and clear, bro.
Maybe she's talking and she don't know she muted.
All right, so his question was what was Cheddar Man's haplogroup? Are his modern descendants still black? No, they are not still black. The Cheddar Man is actually the Europeans' descendant.
The earliest, okay. She gone somewhere. The earliest European.
Yes, that's who they descend from, and you guys can do a quick Google search.
No. More already know that. He wanted to see if you knew that.
Well, that's why, no, I know that. That's why I mentioned it to Garfield, because Garfield keeps mentioning the out of Africa theory. So the thing is, the reason why he keeps limiting black people to Africa is based off of these people's teaching. Now, he says what I said was the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard. Well, if you're going to teach the out of Africa theory, then you need to teach all of it. You can't just eat the meat and just spit out what you want to spit out. Eat the meat.
But you believe the Bible, right?
You know what, Barine? Maybe I misunderstand your statement. Queen Naftali, what is the purpose of bringing up Cheddar Man? Can you explain to me why? And what year was Cheddar Man? And what year was Cheddar Man?
That's a fair question.
Maybe I misunderstood her. Maybe I jumped the gun.
And because my next question was when white folk come on the scene, because she said about something about the Israelites and being black back then. When white folk come on the scene in the 17, 17 BCE, 19, 13, 14, or less than that.
Well, let me say this. I see you guys found my somebody sent that to you, and shout out to those of you that sent that. You got to wait to see what that is. That's going to be a good one, and you don't want to miss that. But the haplogroup is U5B1 for those out there that wants to know. Now, the thing is this. I do believe in the Bible. I believe in the Bible in its entirety. I do not believe in the old or believe in the new. I believe in the whole Bible. Okay, and I'm a firm believer in the Bible. Now, I'm also very strong and knowledgeable when it comes to evolution and science. That's my thing, is I go up against these people that want to come up here and teach and say that the Bible is false, but then want to tell you what is real. Now, Garfield says that he's an agnostic. So my thing is that what he wants to teach on is tell you that you're not an Israelite. Well, Garfield doesn't even know who his God is. He doesn't even know who to even believe in. So he needs to start to figure out that before he can start telling somebody who they are when he doesn't even know where he descends from, or to tell you where you descend from. He says he doesn't believe in evolution. Then where do people come from then, Garfield? Why is it so hard for you to know if you can't tell me where people come from, then how are you going to tell me who's an Israelite? I mean, come on. Let's not do that. And also, hold on. Why do you not to interrupt you? You told me not to interrupt you. Do not interrupt me. Please do not interrupt me. The thing is, Cheddar Man is where Europeans descend from. He has a
Whoa. What year was Cheddar Man?
Because some people say white folk was already here.
What year was Cheddar Man? She don't know what she's talking about. How you
don't know
what you're talking about?
Hold on. Secularly speaking, they say 10,000 years. Secularly speaking, now, you saying whoa? We still trying to figure out how did people get here. I'm talking about where Europeans come from. I want you to tell me where the people come from, Garfield. I'll wait.
Okay. And by the way, just to show you she don't know what she's talking about, when you talk about the out of Africa theory, right? We're talking about probably around 60,000 years ago or more, right? Now, this is beyond the biblical timeline. So if you're saying you're talking about Cheddar Man, that means if we're saying Cheddar Man is where white folks come from, or Europeans, as she says, there's no Europe back then, but the area that's called Europe the people who came out of Africa actually went into Europe. They're the first people as humans, Homo sapiens, that went into Europe. So I don't understand, what is she teaching? Is she teaching evolution, or is she just trying to mix Bible babble with science? Because if you're teaching about evolution, or I'm not sorry, evolution out of Africa, because evolution has to do with something about a single cell, and from that single cell and whatever. I don't study it. I don't care for it. I don't care. I don't care for evolution. I'm here right now. I'm talking about my life right now. As far as where I come from, I know I come from the Igbo, from the Akan. And I know what Bible, what God they believe in. I know what their personhood, what laws they live by. I know who I am. Same like any person who is an African American, who you descend from, do a simple DNA test and it will diagnose exactly what you have in your system. Your
You know what?
Let me finish.
Let me say this to you.
No, you ain't gonna do that. No, look, you ain't gonna do that. So when she says Cheddar Man is where they come from, Cheddar Man, do you know where Cheddar Man was found? What are you talking about? Nobody, yo, listen, Cheddar Man is not the father.
He was found in Europe.
Hold on. No. Listen. I noticed the men, Israelite men, the claimants, the identity thieves who claim that they're Israelites, like to interrupt people. You are doing the same thing, and you're saying, Garfield, shut up. You didn't say shut up, but to keep quiet. And I muted myself so I won't interrupt you. I suggest you do the same, because you obviously don't have no discipline. They say when you throw a stone in a pig's pen, the one that squeal get licked. You said that Cheddar Man is the origins of Europeans. You know, I got a video about you now, because you like to brag that this is your field. I don't deal with science like that. I don't study evolution. I don't do nothing. I don't do none of that. What I tell people is, whoever you are, take a simple DNA test and trace your roots and go back to who you are. That's all I tell people. As far as who I am, I know I'm attached to the Igbo, the mostly, and I'm attached to the Akan, because culturally that was all over Jamaica, and that's where they went. The Nanny of the Maroons, that's a part of my culture. So I know who I am. I have no qualms about who I am. I don't know who you are because I haven't seen your DNA test. I don't know what type of culture you grew up in. I don't know who you are. So I can't say that. But I know for a fact you're not an Israelite. I know that for a fact. And you know,
for a fact she's not an Israelite?
Because you know why I know? Because she rather talk about evolution than who she is. That told me a lot.
But they gotta do something.
Because you know what, Barry? Hold on.
You coming in here saying nobody under the sound of your voice is a bloodline Israelite. So she coming in here, she want to talk about Cheddar Man and your beliefs on the Bible, because she's saying if you don't know who these people are, who's Cheddar Man, the first black person to be in Europe with blue eyes?
Yo,
that's right. So, let me say this, because he said he's gonna make a video.
To respond to your question.
What did they say? The Israelites do like cutting you off and like doing all the talking. What did they want you to put something? She got to explain that video. She got to explain that thing coming up that my man just sent. What she got coming up in 38 days, that live, and who that Cheddar Man is. And what other question you had for her?
I just want to know what time period.
Why you know she ain't an Israelite, Garfield?
Because she not. If she was, she would have come on here and said, "This is my Israelite. This proves I'm an Israelite."
And you notice nobody doing that.
Nobody coming out here. All they do is
the devil said it was by faith. Y'all wilding out right now. Y'all are wilding out. I gotta be honest.
And by the way, too, I don't want nobody. Sometimes when you talk to a female,
more got a question for
you come out strong. It's like I actually love Sister Naphtali. I love how she operates. I love how she
make it sound like infiltrators might be us.
Sure, she
what
said.
You're talking about? She like infiltrators might
I'm
be
an infiltrator because I'm not an FBA, but she put Unc on there, so I feel comfortable a little bit because he teaches evolution. You see, this is what happens when you have.
But what I'm doing up on there, why Berean TV up on there? How we putting everything on the table
and mocking you with them fake orange glasses?
Except these the folk that except the handler center.
Yeah.
Except the handler. Y'all don't want any conversation. The handler's gonna say, yo, we Israelites is it. Instead of
you could come at me, but leave Bereen out of it. I don't know how Bereen is on the flyer. That's just crazy. I gotta look at her with a side eye, yo. I gotta look at her with a side eye now. I mean, about me. I don't care less.
Come on, boy. You had a question for Queen?
Oh, yeah, more on out there.
I don't see him. I just see he was in there.
Yeah, Brian, because the whole standpoint, wasn't it said earlier, believe the Bible? And Bruce came on and said Judah was sent on them slave ships.
Come on.
So in the Caribbean, wouldn't there be Israelites?
Yep.
Unless it wasn't all Judah on them slave ships.
Yep. 50% of the Igbos came to Jamaica. 1.2 million came to
Okay, so let me get in here really quick because Garfield said he's about to make a video on me about how I said something incorrectly, and I haven't said anything incorrectly. Let me make.
Wait, hold on. They want you to answer a question or two. They want you to answer a couple of questions. Go ahead, Dunamis. You had something for her, or you were just saying this? You had something.
Well, no, that's the whole. Because just clarity.
Ask her straight so she can answer straight.
Yeah, was it all Israelites on them slave ships? And did those slave ships go to the Caribbean? That's it. Were it all Israelites on them slave ships? Did those slave ships go to the Caribbean?
What's good, dispensational Tim? Go ahead, Queen. That's for you specifically. Right, Dunamis?
All right. So the name of my channel, the name of my channel is African Diaspora United in Christ. So my thing is I talk about the whole diaspora of African people, African descendants. Okay. Say that we are the true Israelites, right? We're all united within Christ. Now that video is just a joke. It's supposed to be funny. We're going to have some fun. You guys should all tune in. And I'm just going to talk about how you all don't want to be, one of them don't even know where he descends from. He doesn't know if he's in anything. All he knows is that we're not Israelites. That's all he knows. I'm talking about Garfield. Then we have some of you that believes that we're Christians, but we're not Israelites. And that's what it's about. It's just a joke. It's just fun. Now, I want to
hold on, sis. But didn't during the Maccabees, they changed the images? So why are you putting these white images on black men? Isn't that what Esau did?
daggers. It show you their heart, baby. They show you their heart.
Part of the Dagger Squad.
And plus, she's speaking for Caribbean people. She's not from the Caribbean. So why is it Garfield can't speak for African American?
You know what? He's talking to me. He wasn't talking to me last time. He didn't say anything. He wasn't even a dagger. I don't even know.
They're Israelites, but Garfield can't speak to African American.
Wow. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Garfield. Thank you. He didn't say anything. Garfield doesn't say anything.
No, come on. You don't even know Garfield. Garfield, let them talk. Go ahead.
Exactly. Thank you, Garfield, for being quiet and understanding when you need to stay in your place. But you asked me a question. Who are you? Do you have a channel?
No, I don't really have a channel.
You don't have a channel? Okay. No. Okay, so you're asking me questions about what again?
Just like we talk about images come up a lot of times with these talks.
Mm-hmm.
Maccabees just about the images changing. They'll talk about Esau changing the images, image of Christ, all that kind of stuff. So how do you feel comfortable putting white images on black men, on Israelites?
Okay, the thing about this is that when people like you come up, you can ask questions, but I can't ask you any questions because I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know if you believe in the Bible. I don't know where you say, are you an atheist? Are you agnostic? Do you believe you're an Israelite? Do you believe in the Bible to even have this conversation? So can you answer some of these of my questions?
Yeah, I can ask you a question.
I'm not familiar with you at all. I don't know who you are at all.
Here, and that's used for what blackface and whatnot, right?
What's used for blackface?
Offensive to, but it's about you talking the diaspora. But you're okay to tear down black men, put white faces on them, have a sambo dancing and all that kind of stuff, say FBA, but you want to talk about the diaspora.
If you don't like it, don't subscribe and don't watch. That's what you can do. It's okay. You don't have to like it.
You want to walk with the white man. You want to
tear down black. Well, I don't walk with the white man. I teach that the white men are the Canaanites.
Okay.
So that's okay.
Let's go some black.
I teach that the white men are Canaanites, that they actually are they're actually the true Ham, the true children of Ham, and black people are the true children of Shem. We are the true children of Shem. We're the Israelites.
Let's put on some racist.
Okay, we don't have to do that. Now let me get back to where I was. Thank you, sir. What you're saying is nothing. So I mentioned that Cheddar Man, he is actually the
Sis,
They
it's
say
okay.
Cheddar Man was
You read the
discovered in
Bible.
1903.
It
Hold
was
on. They
translation.
say he lived
Now
around
you want to have white
9,000
man
years ago.
Muslim
They
Israelites.
said that he
Make
had
it
dark
funky.
skin, blue eyes, and they said he had dark skin and blue eyes. Okay, he was around 9,000 years. They said that he is the almost oldest complete skeleton of Homo sapiens, and is currently Britain's. Okay, so you guys was wondering where Cheddar Man came from. He came from Britain. Okay, that's where they're saying that he has the oldest complete. Hold on, excuse me. He has the oldest, almost complete skeleton of a Homo sapien, right? So what they're saying is the oldest. They have skeletons that are over 9,000 years old of dark melanated people descending in Europe 9,000 years ago. So I use this as an example to showcase to Garfield that Black people were not just in Africa. They were everywhere. They were in Europe. So stop
And here
saying
was,
Black
I'm
people.
sorry.
Excuse me. I was this Barine talking. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off, Barine. Go ahead.
No, because all right, I gotta step away. But from right after, now we getting somewhere. From right after Queen finished this, nobody talking but Orthodox more.
And
As soon as she finished, and you let it go, no. And as soon, Queen, as soon as you finish, just say I'm done, or you land your plane, and Orthodox more gonna pick it up from here. We getting ready to get. Let me get. Alton better start recording right now. This live gonna come down. Go ahead. I mute myself. Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, so the thing is, guys, Garfield gets up here and he says that Black people only are in Africa. We only descend out of Africa. So my thing is I came on here to tell him that, hey, over 9,000 years ago, why are they finding skeletal remains of a Homo sapien in Europe, in Britain, almost over 9,000 years old? So the thing is, this right here, and this is if you believe in millions and billions of years. I don't believe in millions and billions of years. I actually take the Bible. The Bible says that it's about the earth is between 6,000 to 12,000 years. If you want to even go to 12, I go to 6,000. So my thing is, if the Bible says that the earth is 6,000 years old, then where's this whole billions and millions of years coming from? It's letting you know right now that the oldest Europeans were actually dark melanated people. Now, does that mean that they were us as far as us, our race of people? No. But that means that everybody on the planet Earth at the beginning were dark melanated people. And they weren't all subjected to Africa. Stop letting somebody teach you that the only place that Black people were in Africa. We were all over the world. And if you go by the biblical narrative, everything started within Mount Ararat. And where is Mount Ararat located, guys? It's located in Turkey. But he doesn't want us to be in Turkey. He doesn't want us to have descended down into Sumer, to Samaria, and travel all the way into Israel. And then from Israel, we traveled into Africa because Africa is the land of Arsaris. Okay. See, Garfield teaches the narrative of these One West camps, which their narrative is completely false. It's flawed. But if we get into actual science, see, I actually study science and I study the Bible. I put them both together, science, history, and the Bible. You have to put it all together to try to make it make sense. Make all of it links together. It's all the same, but you get up here and you got this guy, and that's another thing. I see Garfield likes to come on here a whole lot. He always talks about what you believe in, but he never shares what he believes in. He keeps that door closed so that he keeps that private so that you can't go and attack what he says. When he comes in and he tells you what you're not, but you don't have the same, he doesn't give us the same respect. That takes respect to care about you, to give you what he believes in, or what his narrative is. But what he can do is tell you that you're wrong, but you can never tell him how he's wrong. You can't look into his life, look into how humans descended, how we came into existence from his perspective, his point of view. See, he keeps himself above you because you can't attack all you're doing is defending. You can't be on the offensive side, because he keeps us defending our narrative, but nobody can defend his. Why is that? I mean, nobody can go against his. Why is that? Because he's a big liar, and he's a joke. He wants to get up here and tell me I'm wrong, when all my information is right there. Google Cheddar Man. It's Cheddar and Man. Go ahead and Google it. It's right there for all to see. It's there and it's scientifically a fact. So
Okay,
go ahead.
we gotta pull that up. More, go ahead. Or you can pull that up. Oh no, he might even be in the crib. More, go
Cheddar.
ahead.
So it's actually, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Cheddar, like no, I'm just saying if you can hear me enunciate better. Cheddar, like the cheese, and Man. Go ahead and look him up and see who he is, and what is his cause, what is his significance in history and science. Okay, they tell you he was dark skinned. They actually have an image that they depict him to look like, and if you look at him, he has blue eyes and he is dark melanated. Now Garfield wants to say, you guys weren't there, you guys weren't around, you guys were in Africa around that time. Is that true? Then he wants to talk about Ephraim. Well, if you look on the walls, you can see an image of Ephraim, and they show him with dark skin too. There he is right there. There he is, Cheddar Man. Yep. There we go.
Go ahead, More.
So before I go in, I gotta ask Garfield one clarification question.
I'm sorry, I didn't. You got to look at if you guys put in the Elamites, put in Elam, you will see that they were actually melanated on the walls too. Elam, which is
Dr. Charles Finch got out of Dr. Charles Finch got a book on some of that. We could pull all of that up, but go ahead. You said Garfield. You wanted to say
one clarification question because she's making a very big claim. So Garfield, are you
go
saying,
ahead, Garfield? You hear More talking to you.
So Garfield, is your claim that black people were only in Africa, or are you talking about like the West Africans that we descend from, or we're stuck in West Africa like you normally claim?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Were you talking to me? Was he talking to me?
No, I was asking Garfield.
He got one question, then he gonna go right to you. Dunamis, you there?
Hey, More. You know I'm never gonna acquiesce to a faulty premise. So this is why I'm laughing the whole time. Because she's trying to say that I say that black people is only in Africa, or black people, I mean, if you understand the out of Africa theory, that alone tells you that people migrated and people before them were dark skinned, because you're talking about Homo sapiens and Homo sapiens sapiens. You're not even talking about other species of humankind that existed. So when she says black folks was in England or whatever, I don't know if she's trying to say that this predates the black people in the out of Africa theory. I don't know what she's saying. It is just so wrong on every level. So More, no, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that.
So would you agree that at one point in time everybody on the planet was dark skinned? Just so we can
of course.
Okay. Cool. So now that we're past that, sis, I got a couple of questions because I'm trying to understand your paradigm and whatnot. But real quick, I'm trying to understand the claim you made about Cheddar Man being the father of Europeans. Walk me through that real quick. Because I don't want to say something you're not saying.
Queen, you muted. He's More's talking. It's just Queen and More talking right now. I hope she's not talking. She don't know.
Yeah, I'm not coming bearing a gun. I'm
sorry. I was just talking. Can you please? I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought Garfield was just talking. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was trying to have you walk me through your understanding of how Cheddar Man's the father of Europeans and whatnot.
You're talking about my understanding of him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, according to science, Cheddar Man is the oldest descendant that they complete. Skeletal remains that they have that goes back to their DNA that shows that they originated from people that had melanated dark skin. It says here that ancient DNA from Cheddar Man was discovered in 1903 in Gough's Cave. And so with this, they're letting us know that Cheddar Man is Britain's oldest, almost, like I said, complete skeleton of Homo sapiens, and is currently on display, right? So it's in the National History Museum in London. But go ahead.
Okay, so just to clear something up, I heard you say that the modern Europeans come from him. Is that something you believe or no?
He's in Britain. He's in Europe.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Do you believe that modern Europeans descend from Cheddar Man? Like the whole group of Europeans descend from him. Like he's the father of the whole group of Europeans.
Well, can you be more clear? Because more direct. I take the biblical narrative. This is more secular. And this is what they're saying. This is what's documented. Now, I'm saying what is being said. Do I believe this as my belief? No, but I'm saying this as a scientific.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't believe. No, I believe the biblical narrative. I'm a firm believer of the Bible.
Can you show me what scientists said that he's the father of modern Europeans?
You said what scientists? You said what scientists said it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you were saying that because I'm hoping you're not saying this, because it sounds like you're saying that he has the oldest European genetics, in the sense to where like all modern European genetics descends from him. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Is that what you're saying or no?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
It sounded like you were saying that all modern
Let me interject for 1 second. Hey, my brother from FOPE, Quanas, peace and love to you. You will never say the reason why Naphtali will not grow as an individual because of yes men around her. Nobody's telling her you are wrong. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Bro, she just went on Brother Berean show and said that white people descend from Cheddar Man. Now watch what happens when he asks her the question for clarity. And Moore is a sniper. He's a sniper. He ain't no fool to play with. He's sniping right now. And this is the problem. Oh, this is what science said. But science says the earth is 4.5 billion years old. So how you regurgitating science, then you're saying, oh, I'm a Bible believer. You don't know what to tell anybody. It's crazy. Then try to turn around. Well, Golfy, what you believe? What I believe can't save you. I believe my parents. You want to know what I believe? I believe my parents created a beautiful child. How about that part? I don't know none of y'all gods. There's multiple gods. I don't have to believe in none of them. But all I know is Cheddar Man is not where white people come from. This is stupid. This is plain and simple stupid. And who is going to correct her in FOPE? Who's going to correct her and say, yo, you wrong? Nobody. This is why she continued to act like she could teach and she don't know shit. The Canaanites are white people.
European genetics descend from him. And I'm trying to understand if that's what you're saying or not.
No, I'm not saying that all modern Europeans. The thing is that there are Europeans that have documented DNA that does trace back to him. I can't account for every single European in the world. I don't have that. Nobody has that information right now. But what we do know is that there were dark melanated people that existed within Europe, within Britain, and there are people here that has DNA that descends from him. If that makes sense to you. Nobody has everybody's DNA. I'm sorry. I can't equate to every single European. I can't do that.
Okay, so Covey in the chat is R1B. Do modern R1B people descend from Cheddar Man?
Well, what I can say is that this is my whole point. Is that there are dark melanated people that actually descended in Europe, like the Minoans. Are you familiar with the Minoans?
Yeah.
All right. And what color were they?
They had a range of skin tone.
But can you? Nope. Let's not do that. Let's give the people what they came for. What color were the Minoans?
She said, let's give them what they came for.
Again, they had a range of skin tone. If you want to show
me
that they didn't,
prove it. Provide that. Are you ready, Berea? Why don't you Google the Minoans for us right now? Can you do that, Berea?
No. Yeah. Matter of fact, let Moore pull up his. Where you at, Moore?
I'm not in a good place to pull up some stuff on that.
No, but Berean is.
Let me just get into this.
No, this is very simple and easy. We want people to see what the Minoans look like. Can you please Google the Minoans for us, Berean, for everybody to see?
You see, the weakness of people's argument is this color thing. Everybody has to be black. Everybody has to be black. What's up, Terrence Jones? But let me play it though. Let me just play it so y'all can see how crazy this is. And more, look at how she responding in the audience right now. You see that more? Anytime you want to call her out
right now, Cheddar Man. Give me the spelling on that right there. Let me see.
Minoans.
MYN.
Minoans.
Okay.
And I want people to understand what I'm saying. The Minoans at the beginning, an ancient group of people, right? They were ancient.
I can't hear where
they ancient Minoans, Minoan. They were an ancient people, and they were of melanated complexion. And then eventually they started to mix out, and that's where we see the people that we see today. But why don't you go ahead and look into the Minoans, since he doesn't want to give us what the people came for.
Okay, no, we got to give them. Let me see.
We got to give them that lookership, Brent.
We got to give them. All right, yeah. All right, we're around here. We can get some. Let me see. Let me go down a little bit. All right, this look like them right here. Stock photo, civilization. All right, we'll look at this one here. We're looking for the people, not here. We're looking for the people. All right. What we got here?
Don't show that. Don't show that because that's a range of skin tones, Brent.
Oh no, that's what you said. Okay.
Don't show that one. Go for just the dark seamless.
Okay. Oh man.
Look at the frescoes. And they're not arranged. What they were doing is if you follow them, right there, click on that, you'll see the frescoes. No. Go back up. Keep going right there. Click on that one right there.
Right here?
Yep. Click on that. Click on their. That's their paintings and their murals. Right there. Click on it. Is that a video?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, go up some more. I'm sorry. Go up some more. You clicked on the wrong one. Go up.
You might want to type black ones.
Oh no, I got to stop. All right, I can freeze it. All right, well, you want?
I'm sorry. Can you go up some more? Can you go up?
I gotta go back. You say because I stopped it on the video. Go back.
Yes, go out of the video because we're trying to see the actual frescoes. So why don't you put in Minoan frescoes for us?
Okay, all right, hold on.
Put in Minoan fresco.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. All right.
And when he's done looking up the frescoes, I'm gonna ask the same question from the chat that wasn't answered earlier, sis. Just so we're clear.
Hey, Ruben, when did Garfield ever say Natufians were white people? Called Canaanites who came from Natufia. When did I do that? You just be making up stuff, man. She says white people come from the Cheddar Man. She said that from the original time till now. And by the way, to Connacht, you know I debated Naphtali on Sonetta. I did. So I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Nobody runs from people who don't know what they're talking about. She's pretending. So don't say that I run from her. Nobody ran from her. We debated on Sonetta and she got destroyed. Maybe I misheard. Ruben, you got to stop that, bro. You got to ask the questions instead of accusing people. This is 2025. All right? I destroyed you on Sonetta. Destroyed you. It was a massacre. You're lucky Sonetta took his videos down. We can't even show the evidence right now. Craziness, yo.
Oh, he's fine. I can't hear him from there. He's fine on.
Okay, let me see. I think you got it right here. Tell me if we good now. Leo said this is bad. Why you say?
And don't forget, Brent, I want to share my screen. I want to play something.
Yeah, but you can pull this up. Then you can pull this up. They waiting in the
T-shirt. Showing this video. They're not even showing here. I will have to share it on my screen. All they're showing is videos.
Oh, you can't. Oh, if you in the house. Oh, Father God.
They're only showing videos. They're not even showing the frescoes. But that's okay.
No, but you can pull up your screen. It'll make this easier.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I will have to.
No. Do this. You do it for her then.
What am I looking up?
They're not showing. They're only. Google is only showing us. 1 second. Let me look up something real quick.
Okay.
What's your Facebook? I can send it to you, Berean. What's your Facebook? I can send them to you on there because
Or the email bereanteach@gmail.com.
BereanTeach@gmail. You see these images right up there? That's what they look like. It's this is what they look like. That's them. That's the actual images of the Minoans. And you said Berean Teach. Let's see.
Yeah.
So in scientific terms, would that be darker intermediate skin?
That's for Queen, right? That's not for who you talking
Yes,
to?
yes, sir. No, that's definitely for Queen.
You hear him, Queen? She might have the phone down trying to type.
Yeah, she's trying to look it up.
Yeah. Well, y'all like y'all are all of y'all. My phone is going this live coming down. My phone going off too much. Too much, guys. Going off too much. This ain't a good look here. Y'all gonna be.
Well, are you familiar with the indigenous people of America? The Mayans. Excuse me, the
More,
Mayans.
are you familiar? That's a good question because they sure. You familiar with them more?
Ask that question one more time, please.
Are you familiar with the indigenous people the indigenous Mayans that were originally here in the Americas?
The indigenous who?
Mayans? The
Yes.
Mayans? Yes. And what color were they originally?
An intermediate color.
But they weren't the people that you see today, are they?
How do you mean? Help me understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is were they whited out is what I'm saying.
They're not white now.
They're not they were like you said they were a dark brown color, correct? Are they that color now? Are
Yes,
they that color now? No, they're not.
Yes,
When
they're
you
still
see
in
Native
intermediate skin tone.
Americans, when people see Native Americans, they do not see a dark-skinned people.
Sis, there's Native Americans darker than me.
And where are they? But it's that when you look at the stereotypical Native American.
Brandon, I need you to leave this up for an hour just for me, okay?
He said, all right. I knew it had to come. All right.
Just for me, when it's done, leave it up for an hour.
You folk.
I'm sorry.
So
you said BereanTeach@gmail.com, right?
Yes,
Berean
ma'am.
Teach. And it says Berean BEREAN.
And yes, TEACH.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com, yes.
All right, while he's speaking, I'm going to work on sending you those images of the Minoans. But meanwhile, you said you asked me a question?
Yeah, so we can all agree, me, you, and Garfield can all agree that at one point in time, the whole world was dark-skinned. Right?
That is correct, yes.
So you were able to agree earlier that the descendants of Cheddar Man are no longer look like Cheddar Man, correct? In modern times.
That's correct.
So I'm trying to understand the relevance because, so let's say Israel is a black person, right? Jacob, Abraham, all of them are black, right? If Cheddar Man's descendants don't look like him, why should we expect Israel's descendants to look like them millennia later?
Well, we actually had laws that prohibited us from mixing. We weren't supposed to mix, and this was against the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. So we actually had reasons as to why we should not mix, and it was against the law. And a lot of people did. A lot of them did mix. You look at for instance, a huge one is Judah, right? Judah mixed with Canaanites. And guess what? He had offsprings that came from Canaanites, but the Most High corrected that by him being with who? Exactly. So another Shemitic woman. So the thing is with Tamar. So the thing is with him and Tamar, that's where the line of Christ continued on. The Most High did not allow his line to continue on with that Canaanite woman. However, did his Canaanite line still exist? He still had a son, right? So what does that mean? It means that the Most High he can correct the DNA. But guess what? Does that take away? Did Judah's son disappear? No, he's still around. But also his other line of the Israelites still appear. Does that make sense? Did I make that clear?
Kind of, but not really. So you're agreeing that Israelites did mix with other people, correct?
Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Excuse me. I'll make sure I'm clear this time. All right. So when we look at the Bible, we see that Judah was only to marry Israelite women, right? What ended up happening is he married a Canaanite woman. So with that, his line was supposed to continue on. So we know that Christ killed his Canaanite wife as well as his sons, but he left one son alive. Now, what ended up happening is for his line to continue on, he got with Tamar, who he thought was a prostitute. And Tamar was actually of a Shemitic line. With that Shemitic woman, he was able to continue the line of Christ because we know Christ is descended from the tribe of Judah. Is that correct?
I'm still confused because I'm confused about Rahab being the mother of Boaz. Are you familiar with that genealogy?
No, hold on. Let me make sure we understand that Christ had a son that he had with the Canaanite woman, and he also had a son he had twins
Judah.
that he had with. I'm sorry, Christ. Excuse me. Judah had sons that he had with the Canaanite woman, and then he also had sons that he had with Shemitic, right? I mean, with the Shemitic woman Tamar. That woman, Tamar, those twins ended up being where Christ descended from. However, he still had his Canaanite son around. So that son, his line still existed through the Canaanite's line. However, Judah still has a son with the Canaanite woman as well as a son with the Shemitic woman. So those two different lines still coexist to this day. Does that make sense? Did I say that clear? I hope I did.
You said it clear, but now I've got more questions, right?
Yeah, please ask.
So if I remember correctly, you believe the Canaanites are white people, correct? If I got you wrong, go ahead and say I got it wrong. I'm
Say it again. I'm sorry. What was that?
If I understood you, if I remember you correctly, you believe Canaanites are white people, like they're the origin of white skin, correct?
I didn't say they were the origin of white skin. I just said that their lines are their.
Okay, got you. No worries. I don't want to misrepresent you. So correct me if I got you wrong on this first part, because I want to make sure I got this part correct. So Judah had a lineage with Shemitic woman, but also had a lineage with a Canaanite woman, and that lineage is still around, correct?
Yes. If you let me get.
No, you're good. That's simply. I
want to make sure I have it together for you because I should know these names by heart, but I don't. Yes. So he had a son with the Canaanite woman, and then he had a son he had two sons. He had twins, Perez, right? And that's with the Shemitic woman, Tamar. Now, his son actually became with the Canaanite woman. He branched off, and he actually became the house. Hold on, let me look here. Judah's son. Hold on, let me get that for you. And while I'm getting that, you can ask me a question. Let's see. Yes, his name was Shelah. Yes. So his son Shelah became the house of linen workers. Okay. That was his son. So that son with the Canaanite actually became a worker. Right. So there you go. So yeah, but guess what? That line still exists. That line was not killed off. So guess what? Those people can still exist. But guess what? His father was he was an Israelite, but his son was with Canaanites. So what ended up happening is he kept intermarrying with Canaanites, and then eventually, can't you breed out? Is that possible to actually breed out? Is that possible?
Walk me through that. What does that look like?
So let's just say, for instance, with you, you have a wife with a Caucasian woman, right? Oh, what? You're not black? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with you. Are you black?
I don't identify.
Let me see how he answered that.
So I don't identify as crayon colors.
Well, what are you?
I descend from North and West African people, if that helps you.
I'm sorry, are you Negro?
Not on my paperwork.
And what does your paperwork say?
My paperwork says I'm Moorish.
And what is that? Why
That
the
would be
games? Why
people
the games?
people from North and West Africa. How about that?
North and West Africa, there's
North
many
and West
different
Africa.
people.
North
There-
and West Africa.
Okay, so you're pretty much biracial. Is that what we would say? Are you an
Sure.
Arab? Are you an Arab?
Sure. No, I've been called biracial my whole life.
So you should be very familiar with this then.
I am very familiar.
So let's say if you married another a Caucasian woman, what
Mhm.
would that child be considered?
My son or my daughter.
Well, guys, as you see, he doesn't want to really get to this. He wants to play games, and as you see,
I asked you to explain to me what you mean by breeding out, and you're asking me questions.
we don't follow the same path. We're not following the same thing. For what I'm saying is this, okay? For those of you out there, if for me, I am an actual Black woman. I'm considered to be a Negro. No hands up. I can't put on my documentation anything different. I'm Black, okay? And the thing is, if I got with a white man, my child will be considered to be biracial. And then if my child was to get with another white man, then when does a person actually become white? When does that person stop being a Negro? When does that person stop being Black? It happens. Eventually,
So,
you do gray
If I'm
out.
biracial, help me understand. If I'm biracial, when do my children start being white?
You tell me because I don't know what you are.
So if I'm equal parts of two things, right?
Are you white and Black? What are you? For me to be able to even try to.
So let me help you understand, because I don't do the whole crayon color thing, because that's so ridiculous in this day and age.
Okay, but that's what we are subjected to. I'm sorry, but this is what we're subjected to in this.
My father's people.
I'm Black. I have to be a crayon. I'm sorry. I don't have a descendant. I don't have a location where I come from. I come from Black. I don't know where we don't know where we come from. We don't know. Okay. So unfortunately, Black people don't have the luxuries that you do. I can't say I come from North Africa. I can't say I come from Southern. I can't say. All I know is we could possibly descend from West. That's all I know. But go ahead.
More, if I may, can I play something to maybe we can get a bit of understanding of the framework going on here?
Yeah, let me ask you a quick question first, because
Yeah,
I don't want to get lost.
Yeah. I want you to finish it there. Yeah, I want to get. Go ahead.
I don't want to get lost on this one part here, because like she was talking about the lineage of Canaan and Judah and all them kind of things and whatnot. And I was asking a question about I thought I was confused about the bloodline of a couple of people and whatnot. So we know that David's like great grandmother, right? In the line of Judah is Rahab the Canaanite. Would you agree or disagree?
No, that's not true. I disagree with that.
Can you help me understand why that's false?
I don't have to get my sources. That way I can be able to explain that. I can't just, off the top of my mind, unfortunately. But that's not true.
Okay, so is Boaz's mother Rahab?
Well, it's all about, people get Rahab all confused and all mixed up, and that's a whole nother world. But yes, Rahab is not who people say she is. So
Is she a Canaanitess or no?
like I said, if you really want to go there, allow me to pull it up. I can go there, but I have to get my notes together. I knew about Judah.
I'm not going to ask you to prove it. I'm just trying to understand your paradigm. I'm not.
I have to be able to provide scriptures to be able to prove it.
Okay. So do you go with the New Testament as well or no? Sis? Hello?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I didn't realize I was on mute. Yes, I was actually pulling that stuff up for you, but you said, do I believe? I believe in the entire Bible. Yes.
Okay. So I won't ask the question.
What is it that you believe in? How about that? Since you asking me questions, I need to ask you.
I take the entirety of the Bible.
Okay, but you are more, right?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
That I descend from Moors.
What does that have to do with the Bible?
It doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. Just like being Igbo doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. Just like being a Khan doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. Just like being Fulani doesn't have anything to do with the Bible. It's just a group of people it's just an ethnic group.
Okay, so you saying you believe in the entire Bible, so you're saying that you're more, do you believe, so who you believe are the, I guess you can say, who do you believe are Black people are within the Bible? Do you believe we come from Ham? I mean, not we, but Black people come from Ham?
I believe some come from Ham, some come from Shem, some come from Japheth.
So do you believe that, okay, where do Europeans come from?
In the lineage of Ham, Shem, and Japheth?
Mm-hmm.
So, Yap Gang has a model to where, like, we long story short, we say that most modern Europeans descend from Japheth.
Okay, so you believe that Europeans descend from Japheth?
Most modern Europeans, yes.
Based off of what?
Based off of a tri-paragroup haplogroup model that we have.
Oh, explain. What's that to do with the Bible?
So we built it off of actually using the Bible, right? Like, so it was we were proving out the table of nations in Genesis 10, right? And so we proved it. We proved everything going back to a 3-node concept, going back to Noah's sons and whatnot, Ham, Shem, and Japheth and whatnot. So when you go back into genetics and whatnot, particularly within mitochondrial DNA, you see a split going back into 3 paragroups and whatnot, right? And so we used that bit right there, built off of that, and put a male side to the model. And built a model for Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
You know, one thing I find very interesting is that when people say that Europeans are Japheth, when there is no mention of, you have to tell me where he's found in the Bible. Where did they even get that Europeans? I mean, where did they? I mean, what did you get out of the Bible that links Europeans to Japheth? Even though we can't even find them in the Bible.
Help me understand the relevance of the question. If you believe everybody was Black, so if Japheth was Black, what does that matter?
No, we're going based off of you. Let's not talk about me. See, everybody always want to put me on the spot. I have to learn you.
You're literally here. So I'm waiting for you to answer like 2 questions from like a half hour ago.
What was the first one? I'm trying to build with you. How am I supposed to answer your question when I don't know anything about you? You got to build with somebody to get an understanding of what they know. So my thing is, you say Europeans are Japheth, and I'm asking you, how do you know that? And you said you have a model. And my thing is well, where's that in the Bible?
So first and foremost, I didn't say all Europeans were Japheth. I said most.
Okay, excuse me. Let me read. Okay. So who,
and I said
based
most.
off the table, based off the table of nations, where did Europeans descend from? Who did they descend from?
So
is it Shem, Ham, or Japheth? Which one descended from? Which one did the Europeans descend from?
So, sis, you're asking me a question about lineage, and I'm still waiting for you to tell me about Rahab.
Please allow me to answer. You asking me questions, I have to look it up. But while you're building with me, I'm trying to understand who you're saying the Europeans are.
I answered that question already.
I'm asking you, where did you find it?
So you asked me another question.
In the Bible? Where did you find Japheth in the Bible?
You asked me another question, right? So in the debate world, this is called gish galloping, where you're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, so you don't have to defend what you're saying.
I'm sorry. Ask that again.
I didn't ask a question. I made a statement. I said in the debate world, this is called gish galloping, where you're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks because you don't want to defend your position.
Well, actually, that's you. My thing is that you said I didn't answer one of your questions. I must have missed that one. And then with this Rahab one, I have to get my notes for that. I don't have them.
Okay, so can I start at my first question you didn't answer then?
Well, yes, please, because I'm trying to get, I'm on my phone, okay? So it's not easy for me to do this, okay?
That's what nobody
if you guys want me to come back, I can, if I get some time, I can.
Hey, Naphtali, you could do 100 shows on me. I still won't sound as dumb as you sounded on this show. I didn't even know you sounded this crazy. You sound crazy on this live stream. You sound crazy. I just sent it to somebody and they said, yo, this girl is pseudo. So I said, let me do a whole show on this. This is nuts. First, you said Cheddar Man is the root of white folks in Europe, so that kills the whole evolution out of Africa. You're mixing up out of Africa with evolution. You don't even know. You don't even separate it. You could read, but you just don't understand what you read. You would never hit my panel. Hit your panel for what? To be around a bunch of dumb folks who's basing everything off the Bible, who have no sense. Come on, the link is there. Jump on right now. Let's debate right now live. Let's debate right now live. I tell you what I believe. You tell me what you believe and see who makes more sense. I believe your religion and culture was made up, man-made. Your book is man-made. All religions are man-made. That's what I believe. I believe. Let's go. The link is there. Yo, this is the craziness. She believed Cheddar Man, who is almost 10,000 years old, having died around 8300 BC, which is over 10,000 years ago. He's Britain's oldest, almost complete skeleton of a Homo sapien, while believing the earth is 6,000 years old. You can't be this stupid. You can't. There's no way. You can't be this stupid. You're killing your whole argument with Cheddar Man. And that's what Moore is trying to break down to you in the nicest way, because I'm not as nice as him. He got the Brooklyn magic. I don't. That's crazy. Let me play the video. Crazy.
Pull it up, but right now I have to get those notes.
Well,
I don't
more,
have them on hand.
So my initial question was this: my
Mhm.
initial question.
Let's try to get to that one. Yes.
That got us to this point here, because I never got a direct question, never got a direct answer on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the direct question was: if Cheddar Man's descendants don't look like Cheddar Man, why do Israel's descendants have to look like them? You were telling me they have to look like them because of laws that they had, but then told me that they were intermixing with people, and then told me that they can't intermix with the people that they intermixed with, and that there's this pure bloodline in Judah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then I brought to you the fact that the bloodline is not pure. You're like, oh, yes, it is. I got to show you. I just got to pull some stuff up.
Well, the thing is that how the bloodline is pure is based off of the fact that there is separation within the bloodline, and then there's correction within the DNA. Okay, so we have correction, and then we have within the bloodline separation. Like I said, the Most High, he separated Judah's line from the Canaanite woman.
So in the New Testament, when it says Rahab is a Canaanite, why is the New Testament incorrect?
Well, we're going to get to this right here. Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Christ?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to say this for a fact, that Jesus did not have Neanderthal or Denisovan DNA. We know that for a fact.
How
Or
do you know
rhesus
that?
monkey. We know that he didn't have that.
How do you know that?
How do we know that?
Yeah.
Because his DNA is pure. That's how we know.
How do you know Mary had
Just
no
like the
evidence of the DNA?
sub-Saharan Africans, we don't have the Denisovan, we don't have the Neanderthal, and we do not have any form of those corrupted. The rhesus monkey, we don't have that in our DNA. You may have it, but we don't. We don't have the Denisovan, which they say is a form of a subhuman species. We don't have the Neanderthal, which is a subhuman species. And we don't have the rhesus monkey.
Wow, this is getting so interesting.
Jesus was a pure human. Okay? So if you really want to know, if you want to go there, we can go there. We don't have Neanderthal.
I'm still waiting for you to go there on Rahab, sis. Every time you want to go somewhere, you
I
gotta go.
told you, I will have to. I'm sorry, I can't pull everything off the top of my mind. Excuse
Well, I
me.
guess we can't go there, can we? So I'm gonna ask
we
this
can go there. We can. I'm providing other sources.
Help me
I'm
understand.
providing other sources.
Help me understand why the New Testament is incorrect when it says Rahab is a Canaanite.
No worries. Baran will have me back on, and I promise you, we're going to finish this conversation. I'm gonna make it matter of fact, I'm gonna make it my business. How about tomorrow? What time?
What time works for you?
Let me see. Are you on Messenger? Facebook Messenger? Oh, not you. I'm gonna talk to Berean. I'm gonna talk with Berean, and we're gonna set up a time where he and I can set up where all three of us. So I want all three of us
on that model all you want to, sis.
I'm sorry?
In that conversation, you can grill me on that model, on my
I
model.
don't have to agree. I don't have to do that. What we're going to do is stick solely in the Bible. We're going to talk about Rahab and how she wasn't a Canaanite woman. That's what we're going to talk about. And I hope everybody comes in and tunes in with that, because I'm going to disprove all of that, what you're saying. I have no problem doing that. It's just the problem is I'm on my phone and I don't have access to be able to do it. I can't share my screen.
No, dunamis wisdom. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So now, while she's still here, let's get some understanding, right? We said what we talked about earlier wasn't addressed. Fair use.
And I've answered over 1,000 questions. I'm sorry I can't have everything because I'm here.
I didn't mean to stay, but there are so many gals I couldn't get away. Wheel about and turn about and do just so. Every time I wheel about, I jump Jim Crow. Give me back my clothes, please. And so it was that a young song and dance man, who was later belovedly known as Daddy Wright, was the first to bring blackface characterization to the American stage. I want you to know that I'm ragged but right. Whole black and living like you people ask why. Hold I'll stay every day for my board. That's more than all you rounders in this town can afford. I'm a mighty good man to have hanging around.
Oh, now I got something else on up. Right here, this is weird. She has this image on her flyer with Garfield and Berean. She has this on her flyer with Garfield and Berean. This kind of imagery, right? Got them with white eyes and whatnot. So I just,
Who is this talking? Who is this?
Sis, you say you understand me. So I said, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Let's just play the sambo and whatnot. Let's get an understanding. Let's get an understanding of. Let's see what this good sister has to say right here. The spirit of the whole thing of blackface being okay. Let's get an understanding.
I'm sorry.
After making some controversial comments earlier this week on her morning show, Megyn Kelly's career at NBC News is in limbo.
So there was a controversy on The Real Housewives of New York with Luann, as she dressed as Diana Ross, and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that was racist. And I don't know, I thought, like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how, like, that got racist on Halloween.
She appeared to be offering.
We got a good Caucasian sister saying, ain't nothing wrong though. Right? You're talking about pure blood and whatnot. Until we maybe, in new spirit, 2024 at the end, we need to see some people's DNA to make sure that they're pure. They don't have no Europeans in them, right? Maybe that's the case. Maybe some folks they talk about want to regulate themselves to Crayola colors.
So Orthodox Moore said she never pulled back up after that day. She was supposed to pull back up. She never pulled back up, by the way. This was back in September. Yeah, because why would I pull up if I'm getting beat up? That's crazy. That's crazy right now. Crazy. But let me play the rest of this. And if anybody wants, I got Sabio on the panel. Sabio, I'm gonna get to you in a second. If she want to jump on right now, she's free to jump on. Let's get it.
To the white system, to race and that kind of stuff, it's fine. Fair use.
在中国的孩子们来到非洲，为我们修铁路，还把我的小卡瑞培养的这么出色。我爱中国人，我爱中国。
阿姨好，
老师送给你水果。
谢谢阿姨。
老师啊，卡瑞在家里天天夸奖你。
It's okay, let's continue stereotypes from white folks, how Asians see, that's fine. But let's go back to the topic at hand. Bastard shall not enter into the assembly. and then get back to the topic at hand. That's cool. It's just interesting. You know, a stereotype, ironically, there's an ignorant Negro to where they'll have the Negro kind of come around as a comedic relief to where our eyes don't know nothing and all that kind of stuff. And that's something on this channel that we're trying to fight against for Black folks to look and appear ignorant in other spaces, especially in our own spaces with one another, to uplift the conscience of the community. But if we're talking about, you know, I'm not a DNA expert, but from what I'm hearing, and even seen other Israelites saying this is sad, this is madness, and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. You know, Queen said she was going to come through tomorrow with a PowerPoint presentation and whatnot. So we'll see. We're going to see.
Yeah, about that. I highly doubt she's coming back, fam. But
why? Why you say that more?
Because I heard the tone in the voice, fam. Like I hear it when people run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can hear it when I'm running and I'm not coming back.
I have no reason to run. What am I running from? You guys haven't said anything to make me feel like I need to run. I need Marine to know if I need to know if I offended him. First of all, I want to make sure he knows that I meant no harm. I thought it was funny, and I'm gonna make sure I take him down right away. And I'd like to get your image so I can put you on there. And now the thing about that video you just displayed, the guy didn't say anything. He said that coons actually do exist. He didn't say that they didn't. He said they do. And the thing is, it's not like he acted like they didn't exist. You just played a video where he actually said that they do.
Yeah, so, no, it's not about the existence. You have Berean up there. Garfield does stuff to where economic empowerment has people on his channel come through, talk about stock market and business and whatnot. Right? But I don't
know what Garfield does, and that's not my thing.
Yeah, but and what you're saying, the Sambo with white eyes. No, she's driving. You're going through a bad area.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm in the car now. It's just a joke. Everything's fun and games. I'm not taking any of this personally. You guys shouldn't take it either. Okay, it's just fun and games. Now with Garfield, he targets the Black Hebrew Israelites, so I'm targeting him. I'm getting ready to target him, and I'm getting ready to display and showcase how he gets up here and he tells everybody how they're wrong, but he doesn't tell everybody how he's right. All he does is tell you that you're wrong. Nobody knows anything about what this guy teaches, what he believes, anything. He doesn't share that information with anybody. He keeps that information to himself. So my thing is I'm calling that out. I'm calling him out about that. I brought up Cheddar Man only because he's bringing out the out of Africa theory. He's the one that's bringing out the out of Africa theory, which means he causes me to bring out more information regarding melanated people being around the world.
Yes, sis, and thank you. With the joke you're showing us that you're okay to stoop down to what we've heard from Israelites, the white man's tactics to paint Negro images with whiteness, to have them with Sambo eyes, to make this argument, this claim with an image, but not express how you saw Berean, Garfield as that, but it's a joke. Okay. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis.
Well, dude, you sound bitter and sad. You sound like your feelings are hurt. And I'm going to do what I do. Okay.
No, I'm just understanding the consistency and the nonsense that you're trying to lift up the people, but you're going to tear them down. You're talking about FBA, but there were Israelites on all Israelites on those slave ships and they went to the Caribbean. So it's just a weird concept. It seems like you're okay to tear down who.
Hold on. She's saying that everybody on the slave ship was an Israelite.
That's what I believe so. Because the whole thing was she's saying that with Garfield, Berean, people Caribbean, people who are Caribbean tearing down the Israelite movement, it's against FBAs and whatnot. But then her channel is about the Diaspora, and my understanding is believing the Bible, all Judah was scattered. So it has to be all Judah on those slave ships. Correct me if I'm wrong, sis.
Well, the thing
All
is,
right, I'm
this.
sorry.
Hold on, allow me to give you guys my background. Nobody really knows it, apparently. The way you're speaking, you guys don't know my background. I said that the Israelites were people on their slave ship. Now, as far as Shemites, now that's another story. They're African American as well. Not every black person is an Israelite, but that doesn't mean that they're not a Shemite. How about that? Does that open the doors for you?
Godson, what's good with you? They done burnt my jack. Boy, my jack been going off. I told you I had to run downstairs, that I just want to see what's going on with these shirts and this other stuff. What, Godson, what did I miss? Bruce calling my phone, people texting my phone. What happened now? Dunamis, what happened? Godson said, y'all are whole men trying to gang up on a sister. What did they do to you, sis, when I was gone?
Oh, they weren't ganging up. I handled them just fine. I handled them just fine. I can handle my own report. I'm
right back. You can handle
but
them.
hold on, Breen. What they want to bring up though is the fact that I want to ask you a question. Did I offend you with that? With my thumbnail there?
Of course, that's offensive. That's why they sent it me, so I wouldn't bring you on it. Yeah, that's offensive. You know that's offensive.
All right. So what I want to do is I want to apologize to you about that. I thought it was just fun and games, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I take you down right away. Now, I want to put this other guy up there though.
No, that's my coach. That's my man. Dunamis. Really familiar. Y'all gotta forgive him. Dunamis, that's my man right there. He's been around a lot. Dunamis been around a long time. But I appreciate you apologizing and everything. I gotta respect that. But I'm trying to go get these orders right with the people that I think I got. I'm trying to size everybody up so I won't have to call them. I think I got everybody's size laid out. I'm trying to get these shirts and stuff ready for this meet and greet. Y'all hit me at bereanteach@gmail.com if y'all showing up. I want to make sure I got enough of everything for my guests, for the people that's coming. All of this is the Lord that opened up some doors. Everybody gonna get blessed. We're trying to work that out. We might try to even get that oxtail. I don't know why Israel sent even one oxtail, but I got to call Little Country and them. I want to make sure I got their shirts right. Big Country, Little Country. I think they about the same size. All right, go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
Hey, Bree, can you put up Red Letter's comment?
I'm listening. I'm putting the headphones on.
Yeah, can you put up Red Letter's comment?
Red Letter?
Yeah, his last comment.
Okay.
Basically, what Dude is saying is that you're being hypocritical. You talk about the diaspora, but now you have people in the Caribbean who are descendants of slaves, and you have white eyes and that kind of stuff. But you say you're going to take it's fine.
You say I talked about the ones, hold on now, what did you say? You said I talked about the ones that Diaspora.
Your channel's about the African diaspora, that's what you said, correct?
Well, the white eyes, it's just hold on. The white eyes are it's the perspective and their worldview, how they see. And this whole thing about Christianity, hold on, it's a European construct. When you look at how, white people, the Table of Nations, for instance, they say that black people are Ham. And the thing is that when you look at the Bible, when you actually look at the Bible, biblically speaking, there is no way that black people can be Ham and they're not Ham. When you look at Ham today, when you look at the Israelites today, when you look at the biblical, the law, statutes, and commandments, when you look at all that, the history, it all aligns and it equates with black people. It equates with us as the descendants of slaves. It equates with us more than it does with any other people. Now, when he mentioned Japheth, there is nothing in the Bible about Japheth. Nothing. So people can just automatically say Japheth is European based off of what? There is nothing there. Now, if you want to go into the book of Jubilees, you want to go into these other texts, the only thing they say is that Japheth is cold and Ham is hot. Well, there's a lot of places that are hot. It gets hot everywhere else. So I don't know this whole thing about people. This is a European construct. They have no basis based off of what? Africa's hot and
the North is cold, or whatever you want to say. How does that mean that the Europeans are Japhet? And I'm asking that question because I really want somebody to tell me.
So you misrepresented my position, sis. So you asked me how I got to
You all been doing this to me all night. All day today. I get it though. I got you though.
So,
I share your remorse. I share your pain.
oh, that's beautiful. I appreciate that. I really do. So what we did is what you attempted to do and failed at miserably. So you try to use Cheddar Man as like an oldest model for Europeans and whatnot, right? And failed miserably in doing so. What we did in our model was no one said that we used the Bible to prove that Europeans are Japheth. We went the other way around, right? Like what I told you is that we used the tri-paragroup model that was based off of a mitochondrial model of mankind going back into three paragroups and whatnot, right? And so we went from there out into finding out who was who. So we went and found the oldest remains, Africa, Europe, Asia, etc., and went from that route. In Asia, they were like, we anyway. That's enough on that one, right? But what you try to do is try to use that same concept and apply it to Cheddar Man being the father of Europeans. You said, when I tried to check you, and he said, no, I wasn't saying that. But just now with Garfield, you said that's exactly what you're saying. And so that's not even possible. Because I asked you what his haplogroup was. You gave me his mitochondrial. You gave me his mother's lineage, haplogroup U. His paternal side is haplogroup I. Most modern Europeans do not descend from haplogroup I. That is verifiable. Verifiable. I asked you about my man Covey in the chat because he's haplogroup R1b. Yes, they go back. We would say in our model that they're all that the R1b I it's all Japheth in our model, right? However, I comes from IJK splitting off into IJ and then going into I and whatnot, right? K splits off from IJK, completely separate from IJ, completely separate. And from that lineage of K, we get R1b, etc. The majority of modern Europeans and whatnot, right? So what Garfield was saying about your understanding on the science was correct. You're a bit in over your head or whatnot, right? Respectfully, you're in a bit in over your head. You did say something that was interesting, though, that I would love to hear you walk out. Because we actually said something very similar. You said not all people on the slave ships were Israelites, but you said they were Shemites. In our model, we don't say that they were all Shemites, right? In our model, DE is Shem, and subclades there are also, right? So 70% of roughly 70% of African Americans are haplogroup E, or a subclade of haplogroup E. Like Garfield's E1B1A, I'm E1A, etc. Right? You go back far enough, we share paternal lineage under the EM96, etc. Right? So we would say that potentially 70% of African American males and people in the diaspora are Shem. How do you get to the concept? I just walked you through our paradigm in short form.
Well, you have said a lot, and I just want to make sure that people understand where I'm coming from. Okay, when I bring up Cheddar Man was there to showcase that there was melanated people outside of Africa 9,000 years ago, based off of the skeletal remains that they found with DNA. Now, the thing is you're mentioning things about DNA and haplogroups and all this. When you say that, oh, you said this wrong. First of all, DNA is so complicated that no one truly understands fully anything about DNA, especially when it regards to haplogroups, okay? But the thing is, my whole premise, let's make sure you understand what my premise was to showcase that Black people or melanated people existed outside of Africa. This whole African theory is flawed and it's false, and Garfield keeps going back to that. Now, the main thing I need to talk about is how you brought up Japheth. You said that you don't use the Bible to come up with it. Well, then that means you don't believe in it. Because you have to use it. That should be your number one. That's the pinnacle. After that, everything branches off from that. You can't just put in what you want to and take out what you don't. You have to utilize what's provided there. And what it says there is that there is no mention of Japheth at all. And that's not up to you to bring up any mitochondria, to bring up any haplogroups, to bring up anything, because it's not there. You're making things up now. I can't just go in and just take, like you said about Cheddar Man, you like, oh, with this and that. I can't add to what you have there, and I can't take it away based off of your source. You're utilizing your source, but the source is the Bible. You can't take away from the Bible. If you really truly believe and you believe in the biblical narrative, then you have to stand with what the Bible has. And what the Bible has is absolutely nothing about who Japheth is. What people say Japheth is that Japheth comes from a place that's cold and Ham comes from a place that's hot. And guess what? That's not in the Bible. That scripture, this whole Japheth is hot and Ham is cold. Japheth is cold and Ham is hot. It's not found in the Bible. It's found in the book of Japheth. The book of Jubilees, excuse me. It's found in the book of Jubilees. That's where you find that. But a lot of you don't even know that's where that's found. And like I said, if you want to talk about cold weather, well, a lot of things have changed over time. We don't know what was cold, what was snow 5,000 years ago. We don't know what had snow and what didn't. If you look at Africa, a lot of them are saying Northern Africa was not always desert. It was not always a desert. And if you keep going, some people would tell you that Atlantis was actually found in the eye of Africa. If you really want to go there, there's many different types of opinions that are out there with valuable sources. But you can't come to me and say, oh, well, you're saying all this about Europeans. No. What I'm saying is Garfield keeps saying that African-American people only come from Africa. Black people only come from Negroes. People with melanated dark skin are only in Africa. That's not true, and I utilize Cheddar Man as my source. Now, if you want to get more involved as to where your people descend from, then that's okay. That's your people. That's your ancestry. I believe that you should know a little bit more about it. But then you talk to me about on the ships, about coming over here on the slave ships. The people that came over here 400 years ago, they were a part of the slave trade, were all descendants was all from Africa. And we're going to say that they were the true Israelites, because based off of the book of Deuteronomy and based off the Bible, it says that we would be under 400 years. The Amorites would cause 400 years of destruction to the Israelites, 400 years of affliction. And if you look into who the Amorites are Canaanites. The Amorites are Canaanites who were the Caucasians. It all lines up and it all makes sense. Biblically, historically, and scientifically, because the Amorites were the Babylonians, and the Bible speaks of the Babylonians, and the Amorites historically were the Babylonians. We can prove that with Hammurabi. Are you familiar with King Hammurabi?
Yes.
And Hammurabi was a king of who? He was a king of Babylon, which was a historically documented place. And he was an Amorite, right? Yes. All this.
Yeah, what you were saying about the Amorites with the 400 years?
Yes, there's in the Bible. It says Amorites were called.
Oh, Genesis.
400 years in Genesis.
Okay, keep going.
And you know that the Bible talks about Babylon. The Amorites were Babylonians. This is historically documented. You can all take your time and review what I'm saying. I don't just get up here and say stuff, because guess what? People are going to review it. I have to watch my mouth. So listen to what I'm saying to you. The Bible talks about Babylon. It talks about affliction of the Amorite Canaanites. Well, the king Hammurabi was a real king, and he had the code of Hammurabi, which is where they get their laws from. They actually tell you these laws that we have here in America actually came from Hammurabi. If those of you that know who Hammurabi is, and Hammurabi was an actual king, was an actual Amorite, and the Babylonians were actual Amorites. They were actually Canaanites. So All of this I'm saying to you, and he's probably not familiar with it himself, and he needs to go educate himself on that too. The thing is this. I brought up let me summarize my whole thesis, my whole summary, right? I brought up the Cheddar Man to showcase that the out of Africa theory is flawed, and Garfield needs to stop saying it. They're showcasing that a lot of Europeans in this country are descended from Cheddar Men who had melanated skin. So these Caucasians that are walking around, who people are saying are white, actually have had an ancestor that goes back with melanated dark skin. I'm also showcasing how you can be whited out, how you don't no longer have to be the people that you were originally. The people were originally melanated, and now they're white. This showcases how you can change. Now he says, okay, if that's the fact, if that's true, then how you know that the Israelites are still are not white? Well, guess what? That is true. There probably are some people out there that breeded themselves and bred themselves out. But that doesn't mean that the true people are not still here. The true people are not following the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments that tells us we can't mix. We're supposed to keep ourselves within each other. And I showcased that with Judah and what happened with Judah's line, how he was with the Canaanite woman, and guess what happened? The Most High pushed aside that child, and then he killed all his children but one. And then he got with another woman, Tamar, who was a Shemitic woman, and that's the line that went to Christ. That's the line that Christ came through. He didn't come through the Canaanite woman. So he's the Most High clearly isn't playing about that. He's serious.
Now, so God allows a prostitute to produce your savior, because basically that was his son's wife dressed up as a prostitute. So the father sleep with his son's wife to produce Jesus. Really? So that's a better image for Jesus than him sleeping with a Canaanite woman. How retarded are we as a people, yo? This is crazy. Yo.
It's about that. And guess what? I mentioned to him about the DNA. And you can find those people who are from Western Africa do not have the subhuman species DNA within their genetics. They do not have the Neanderthal, the Denisovan, nor do they have the rhesus monkey. Okay? And we know that Christ does not have that, never had that, will never have that. And then let's just say, for instance, if the Most High wants to flood and destroy the whole earth, he can restart earth with the people that are within West Africa because their DNA is the purest. And that's what I have to say.
So I want everybody to pay attention right off your, like, this is why I came in and I got a clarification question off of Garfield. This is why I asked him, are you saying that you don't believe that everybody was once dark skinned? He says, no. I was like, are you saying what you typically say is, like, you know what I'm saying, that we're stuck in West Africa, right? This is what the sister's talking about, right? And I agree with her. Like, me and her agree. Me and Garfield fight on this all day. We're not isolated to just West Africa, right? In terms of being West Africa, like the haplogroups, the people we descend from in the diaspora, right? Not just limited to West Africa, right? No issue with that, right? However, you're straw man. This is what Garfield does to everybody. This is what you're mad at. You're straw man and Garfield, and you're mad at him for straw manning people. You can't do that to him. He's not saying that there wasn't a time period when everybody wasn't dark skinned, right? And this is why he was laughing at what you were saying and why he pulled you up on what you were saying about Cheddar Man and whatnot, right? So let me go through some stuff, because I know if I don't say something.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on a second more. I see Bruce. I know they be.
Oh, I see my bro in the building. He's here to beat me up. Hold on, Haka. Let me just say this before you say anything. Sister Naphtali, I never said that she was a prostitute. I said she dressed up as a prostitute. That's what I said. I never said Tamar was a prostitute, but she was his son's wife. That's the bottom line to what I was saying. Well, go ahead, my brother. The floor is yours.
Oh, no, I'm just sitting here listening, man. I'm at the airport right now, man. Just wanted to tap in and say peace, blessings to the panel. What's going on, everybody?
Yo, I want to say that you fly, you take the most flights right now. You're a special guy that's everybody sought after. And you got to change the picture on your phone, by the way, too. I don't know if you forgot to do that, because whenever I call you, it pops up. The North Carolina jersey.
For real, it does? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it does. The same stuff they had for the longest, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's killer.
Hey, do you teach that the Canaanites are white people, brother?
Man, hell no, man. Whoever's teaching that needs to go to drug rehab, bro. Period.
She right here. She right below you right now. She teaching
that. Man, that's crazy, man. The Hamites was white.
Yep.
Queen Naphtali, what's going on? That's what we teaching. That's crazy. Man.
Yes, I'm right here. I am. I'm right here. What's going on, Deacon? What's going on? Most High bless.
He's not deacon anymore. He's priest.
He's priest, but
you know about music.
I'm sorry.
Music, man.
What was that? I do.
It might be me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now?
Hold on one second. Let me mute Naphtali and see if we get an echo.
Yeah, I hear you now.
I'll call you.
She might have
Naphtali,
YouTube
you gotta go out and come back in.
Okay.
Always got something pseudo going on. She got a pseudo connection. The Canaanites are white people.
Oh man, what's going on with that?
And they can't be corrected. These are people who are going around saying they're teaching, and then you have FOPE boosting her up, not correcting the sister, put her out to get slaughtered, and then the dudes don't really debate women. It puts us in a bad situation.
Hey, can you hear me now?
You're still echoing. You're still echoing.
It's still echoing.
Yeah.
Every time we talk, there's an echo.
Okay. All right.
Mosai don't want her on the panel, bro. Mosai is talking to us, brother.
She been waiting to talk to me for a while now. I'm trying to give her like a couple minutes before I get on this flight, but I didn't even know the topic. I just seen the title and was like, let me jump on here real quick.
Where are you at with Deuteronomy 28:68? Do you think that has to do with African Americans coming over on the slave trade, or people in general? I've never heard you teach this before. I know you taught the 1441 stuff, which I think is excellent. I actually love that teaching, by the way. I love how y'all did that. And y'all is the only camp that was teaching that. I never heard nobody else dig that deep. So I really appreciate y'all doing that, because that gives respect to the first folks from the western coast of Africa who were enslaved and went to Portugal. You guys go back to, I think, 1441 or 1444 or whatever. And I think it takes a lot of cojones to actually teach that. You know what I'm saying? That goes out of the norm. So I respect that from y'all.
Yeah, that was the genesis of it for sure. But with Deuteronomy 28:68, I just believe that befell all the Israelites. And when I say all the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
So you don't see Deuteronomy 28 reflecting more of a Assyrian time period, like with Deuteronomy 28:36, when he talks about the king and all that stuff taken away, and doesn't that fit Hosea, or doesn't? What about the Assyrians taking Israelites back into Egypt on ships, which is documented in their records? You don't think it has a lot to do with that time period instead of looking at it as prophecy?
Well, that's the thing. If you take Egypt as literal, so your understanding of it doesn't affect the powerfulness of the text, right?
Right. I got you. I'm
going to explain this. She's kind of loud right now. So basically, the Bible says the curses will be cyclical. So let's say it did happen during the Assyrian time period. They keep happening. And it says they will be on us forever. So that means these curses are going to keep befalling us. You know what I mean? So if you do have written records, which they didn't take the southern kingdom, these curses are the Assyrians only had the northern kingdom segregated. So these curses are supposed to affect all 12 tribes collectively.
Well, hold on. What about Deuteronomy? What about Sennacherib when he took the southern kingdom. Because remember, 2 Kings 18:13 talks about him taking people from all of the towns. So, and then he documents it and said that he took 200,000 people. So isn't that the southern kingdom being taken away at that time? 2 Kings 18:13.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick, because as far as we see, when they tried to subjugate the southern kingdom, the angel of the Lord came and killed all those Assyrians.
Right.
But 2 Kings what?
2 Kings 18:13. But remember, the confusion is if you go back into the days before you became an Israelite, right? One of the things that Israelites used to show is the people being taken by Sennacherib back to Assyria, and say that see that they black, and they show the guys with beards and all that stuff. That's them taking them back to Assyria. So if the angel of the Lord actually was realistic and true, I don't think Judah would have been a vassal kingdom to Assyria. It don't make sense, because my God, priest, if you come right now to New York, fly to New York, and you what they call it, teleport. You teleport to my apartment right now. You show me God's power. Say, Garfield, look, I'm outside your window right now while you laugh, and I know where you live at, because God pointed me to you so you could change your ways and come to the Israelite deity. I would have to submit. So now, if the God really did kill them, because you know in the records, the Syrian records, he gave up his daughters. Hezekiah gave up his daughters. But in the Israelite records, he killed 185,000 soldiers. So I'm saying, which one makes more sense? Because they ended up being a vassal kingdom still to the Assyrians. After my God killed 185,000.
You're now on the board. Gate number 20, service to Seattle.
I'm the boss right now.
On to Seattle, who now left at 5, address and group D is a delightful.
Well, logically,
Yes, an excellent.
One second.
I got you. Yeah, 2 Kings 18:13 is something that I actually put in my book to call it. I call it the lost tribes of Judah, because they also went to Assyria into the Assyrian kingdom and was spread it out or scrambled into the kingdom. So they were taken back to Assyria. I'm saying that those people who went there actually came from the southern kingdom, and that's something I don't hear Israelites. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. So yeah, I'm literally about to board the plane. But what I would say with that, if you are correct, right,
Yes,
which I've seen them attacking, but I didn't see them leading away. But let's say there is a text that says that. I'm okay with that, because, like I said, the curses are cyclical. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right,
so
man.
Hey,
But hey, before you leave, Deacon,
she won't get you. And you still echoing.
Somebody in the chat said they don't hear me echoing. Maybe it's you.
Only me and you could hear it.
I'm not the type of person that tries to put people down because of things. That's your comment section. Deacon, I was wondering if I can hit you up on Instagram or Facebook and we can have a conversation, a debate.
Yeah, he's actually bored. But I got his number. If you want me to,
and I don't know what happened. You unfriended me. Remember, I hit you up, Garfield. We were supposed to be finding. You were supposed to be finding somebody to debate me, and you couldn't. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you recall?
Actually, who do you want to debate?
Deacon.
I don't know. Man. Hold on. Let me mute you. I muted you because you echo when I talk. You echo. Now, if you want to debate, Deacon, you know how some of these One West guys are. They say they don't debate women. So I don't know how he is. He's with a new camp called Genesis. I don't know if his mind has changed, but I'll ask him. And what's the topic?
Well, Tazariak, we see Tazariak has debated 2 different women, so that's not true.
Tazariak debated.
Yep.
When was that?
After he said he wouldn't debate me, he went on and debated 2 women. He debated a black woman on if black women can teach in the Bible, and then he had another debate with a white woman. So these are very recent too. They're on his channel.
Okay. Well, you know what? Step up.
I've been here stepping up. What more do I need to do? What more do I need to do? What more do I need to say?
What do you want to do?
I ain't seen
Who do you want to debate? Call him out right now.
Deacon. Gorilla Hebrew. Tazariak.
What's the top?
12 tribes chart. Who are the Canaanites?
I ain't gonna say.
Israel Bound, go ahead, my brother. I muted you, Naphtali, because you're echoing. Because I got to mute.
Up,
Whatever I got to mute. So go ahead, Israel Bound. You got something to talk about real quick?
What's up, Garfield?
Hey, what's up, Israel Bound? We ain't talking like a week. How you been?
It's been a minute. Been chilling, man. I was gonna ask you because you said that according to Assyrian records, that Israelites was carried to Egypt on ships. What records? Where can we find those records at? Because I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? No, fine, no problem. I'm lying. Don't worry about it. I'm lying. I'll save that for the debate. Don't worry about that. When I do my I showed it so many times. I'm not showing it anymore. But let's just say I'm lying right now.
Okay, can you just reference a source?
I just did. I mentioned it when I was talking to Brother Hakar. You notice he never said, Garfield, show me the records, right? Because you know I ain't got no reason to lie to him.
No, I just said, can you reference the source?
The reference to source? I said it's in Assyrian records. If you read the book, there's a book called Deuteronomy 28 in it that points out all this information and so forth. If you want to see it, I was the first one, and I'm gonna be honest, I was the first one that brought out the Esarhaddon Treaty. I remember the day that Divine Prospect was like, yo, I need that source, which showed that how the curses are similar to the same curses that's written in the in the Esarhaddon Treaty. And people was going crazy all over the internet and Facebook. I was the one literally that brought it out for the first. And what happened is people don't realize. Hold on. As a matter of fact, I got a file for this. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I got you. I'll put it on the screen right now. Hold on. I got you. Deuteronomy 28. Let me look at recent. What I pulled out recently. Let me see what I got. Recently. Documentary. Israel Bow, you got my email? Do you have my email? askbrothergarfield@gmail.com.
askbrothergarfield@gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this whole file with everything in it. Can't share it. You can't share it with no other Israelites. No. You can't share it with no other Israelites.
All right.
Only non-believers. You can share it with non-believers and people that hate the Bible. Only you can share it with people that hate the Bible.
So, other than that, I was gonna say that 9 times out of 10, whatever source they gonna reference is more than likely gonna be Josephus or something.
Say that again. Repeat that.
Because that's the only source that I ever heard somebody mention Israelites being taken as slaves into Egypt.
No, I never said they were taken as slaves into Egypt. I never said that. I just said I said they were taken to Egypt on ships. I never said they were taken as slaves.
For what? Then that wouldn't fit Deuteronomy 28 and 68 then if they didn't go as slaves.
Well, if you want to get even technical, you do know the Phoenicians transported Israelites to Egypt on ships also.
I don't know that.
Okay, so that's another source. That's the source that kills. That's the same Joel 3:6. That's the actual literal story where that part in the Bible comes from, which makes that storyline very true. So the Greeks.
Okay, so if that's referencing Joel 3 and 6, then once again that's detouring away from Deuteronomy 28 and 68, which is the scripture in question. That's what Deacon brought up. You asked what you asked Deacon about was Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And so in order for anything to come close, not even come close. It can't come close. It's got to hit the mark. You can't see. It's not a hand grenade. It can't just come close. It's got to hit the mark. So in order for any claim of any people taking that that scripture and using it in any way other than what we use it as, it would have to fit that context. Otherwise, it's not referencing that scripture.
Let me ask you a question. They're supposed to be taken into Egypt as slaves on ships, right?
Right.
All right. Well, that happened. They were taken to Egypt on ships as slaves. I have a record of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But you're saying you have a record of it.
Yes, I do have. I have two records. One where they're taken to as slaves, and the other one it doesn't specify that they were taken as slaves.
Right.
So that
I'm saying
I have that, but I say that has nothing to do with Deuteronomy 28:68. Even though they're slaves, hold on, listen to me, Israel Bound. I have a record of them being taken to Egypt as slaves on ships, right? That doesn't mean that's referring to Deuteronomy 28:68, though. You see, you're looking for a literal understanding. I'm not looking for a literal understanding. I'm looking for context and why they wrote it. We don't know why they wrote that. We don't know.
The reason why I'm looking for a literal understanding is because it literally happened. So what I'm saying is you are saying that you have two sources, but once again, I'll stand corrected when I see them. But until then, it's just what Garfield said.
I'm saying to you, even with the source, I'm saying to you that doesn't make it related to Deuteronomy 28:68. It's us as an African American or Black community that's using that as a ploy because of the transatlantic slave trade. I'm saying to you, there's records that exist right now. I can produce it right now of Israelites going into Egypt as slaves, and I'm saying that ain't got nothing. And I'm saying it ain't got nothing to do with Deuteronomy 28:68.
Well, so that's the thing. So that puts you in a trick bag, not us, because according to the Bible, that prophecy has to happen.
That's right? Not a prophecy. It is not a prophecy. It's a condition. It's a condition if it's a curse based off of what other people wrote during the ancient Near East. The Hittites had a treaty. The Hittites had a treaty, and the Assyrians had a treaty. It's a way how people write in the ancient Near East. If this happens, if you do this, it's a condition. If you follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, you get these blessings. If you don't follow the laws, this is going to happen to you. It's a condition, not a prophecy.
But this is the thing. This is where you're wrong at. Because when I'll agree to you to the extent that it's a condition, but it also is a prophecy because it says when you don't uphold this condition, this is what specifically is going to happen to you. And that's a prophecy. Because if it says you do this, this will happen. And so they did that. And according to Deuteronomy 28:68, they were transported as chattel slaves on ships. Now, I've yet to see anybody, I've heard plenty people claim that this happened in previous times, but I haven't seen one claimer produce the information.
Yo. Garfield, you hear me?
He ran.
Oh, can you hear me, Israel Bound?
I hear you, yep.
Hey, peace, how you doing, brother? My name is 93.
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I was just listening to you build. Y'all were talking about what is Deuteronomy 28. Is it a prophecy or is it not? Is that what y'all were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that literature style of curse and blessing, those are called suzerainty treaties. So yeah, you find that in different cultures. And so,
Mhm.
like when you saying that, it must be some validity, because if you break the curse, then A, B, and C will happen, and it looked like it might have happened to us in America. But that same kind of logic can be applied to any of those other curses, because they have curses. If you break those curses, you be scattered, be in bondage, be killed, and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't say that Deuteronomy is a prophecy. It's just a literature style when you enter
So
into a covenant with somebody, but they entered into a covenant with their God and not a human.
so was Deuteronomy 28 and 68 written before the transatlantic slave or not?
Yeah, it would have been written before the transatlantic slave trade.
So, and since we hold to that, it's referencing that very active
Hey,
history.
Israel
That
Bond.
it,
Have you read Third Maccabees where they talk about them going into Shida on ships? Third Maccabees. I have that too.
Boy, who? Going where?
When the Israelites were taken into Egypt on ships in Third Maccabees. Have you seen that?
Read the scripture. Can you read the scripture?
Have you seen that? You're saying to me that you have never read. What I'm gonna do is this. Let me get Quanath out of the way. What's up, Quanath?
Hey, what's up, brother? I mean, we can go into the history and the Bible or whatever everybody believe in. You know, I never had a problem with it. I don't think you ever had a problem with me. But I'm just curious that what makes you so curious about what we believe in, and then it's kind of offensive when it seems like you kind of attack the Bible, and you could do that, but more so to me, it seemed like you kind of attack so-called African Americans. And I'm listening to your accent, and I don't have nothing against nobody from wherever they from. I really don't. But I'm kind of curious. Why are you so curious on what we believe in when trying to teach us? But you're not teaching nobody in Jamaica or anybody in the islands, but you're trying to tell us what we should believe in. So why? I mean, you say you believe what you want to believe in. You come from your mother and father. That's all well and good. But to keep the peace, hold on, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. To keep the peace, I'm just curious, why are you so infatuated about what black people over here been through, gone through, or what they believe, and why should we follow or believe you? And you over here in America.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm an American. That's the first thing. The second thing is maybe I want to be chosen too. And I want to be a part of the chosen people. I want to be a part of what y'all are part of. And by the way, in Jamaica, they do teach that they're the 12 tribes. So teaching that people are Israelite is nothing new. I'm saying that it's a movement that was made in America. I'm not saying that you're not Israelites in your mind. You could believe whatever you want to believe. I talk about everybody, whether they're Moors, NOI, Israelite, whatever. So if I choose to talk about it, anybody has a choice to either listen or don't listen. When we talk about teaching people and misleading them, I think you and everybody who's claiming to be an Israelite are misled. So if you're teaching and you're saying we're Israelites, how is you teaching that Israelites change anything to anybody in America? You're still, does it stop white supremacy? No. Does it stop the cops from beating you? No. Does it stop you from doing it? Does it allow you to any public access to anything in public? No. It don't do nothing. So you telling us that we're Israelites are trying to get people to be Israelites don't do anything more than if somebody like my brother Pastor Bennett is in the audience teaching us to be Christians and be good people, to be treat people the way they want to be treated. So whether I talk about the church in a sense or talk about the history, I have the right to do that because of what your people did. Civil rights movement allowed Garfield to transport and come here on a plane and come and live in this country and live freely. So thank you for that. Thank you for everything, African Americans. Thank you for everything, Martin Luther King. But I'm here now, and I could talk freely in an integrated society right now on YouTube. So I have the right to say whatever I want to say. Only people get offended is when you're not standing in truth. You're not grounded. When you're not grounded, you complain. But when you're grounded, you walk. You never hear Pastor Bennett come and say, Garfield, how are you going to say that about Matthew 2 and Luke 2? No, because he's grounded in what he believes. He's not shaky. You Israelites are shaky because you're telling people that there's something that they're not. So that's why I could talk openly. But go ahead, 93. Go ahead, man.
Can I respond to that?
I'm not going to get in your way, Quinath. I'm just going to say I mean, do y'all not put Jamaicans on the chart even here in America? So y'all put him in the
No, he's
conversation.
not on the chart. He don't believe in the 12 tribes.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. I'm gonna let y'all build. Let me get out the way.
Let me respond to that, Garfield. And I respect your answer, but I will counter that and say, you didn't hear me complain. I asked a question. I'm not whining or crying. I'm not talking about what rights somebody gave you. I never mentioned these things. These are things that came out of your mouth, right? So I will also counter and say this. You said, has it done this or has it done that? Talking about the Bible. Has this channel done all the things that you said the Bible hasn't done? Has this channel stopped police brutality? Has this channel stopped racism? Has this channel got us out of so-called bondage of the mind? Right? So and then one thing I did notice, you separated yourself when you said, I thank Yah and what Martin Luther King done, Yah people. See, that's the one thing. If you could say one thing about Israelites, a lot of them do believe in that chart. Whether I believe it or not, I consider the people in the Caribbean islands my people. I don't separate myself. You just separated yourself, right? See, we can always build in peace. It's not always about a debate. It is not always trying to change what other people think about us. It's about us trying to unite as a people. It seems like this show, Sarnetta's show, and other shows is about separating us and also bringing people who don't look like us or have the same ethnicity, meaning so-called black. I say so-called because the people in the Caribbean islands went through some of the same atrocities that the African Americans went through, and so have some peoples in Africa, right? Or South America. The key for me, when people talk about black this and black that, it's not that, because at the end of the day, we all find some kind of way to separate. And I'm just saying to you, it seemed like to me that you're taking that on, because I don't see you going after the Catholic Church like that, right? Or the so-called Jewish people, right? Or the people that's all over the world that's black, teaching their own idolatry or whatever they want to believe in Africa, all the many different tribes. But you're bent on attacking so-called Israelites. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is the meat that you're trying to get. Pause. I'm almost done. Give me 5 more seconds.
I got one interruption as the host.
Okay, go ahead.
How do I attack Israelites?
Okay, right now, you made the sister Naphtali, right? Whatever she believes in, one thing I noticed about her, she don't call nobody stupid like you allowed your chat to do, right? Dumb and all these. Wait a minute, I'm telling you, you have said this, and many other people in your chat. We don't do that over here at FOP.
I agree with you.
Right. We don't do that. I always, Godfrey, we had our little battles.
Always,
but you have to be honest. You have to
Yes.
be honest. I always came to you with respect. I always have. But other people will come disrespect.
Can I point out one thing to you? The reason why I was so mean to Naphtali at that show is because she made a meme and a video about Brother Bereen, and she comes on Brother Bereen's show. She said she was making it as a joke, but we didn't see it as a joke. We thought, I said to her during that broadcast, if you put me on a flyer and make fun of me, I understand, but not the elder. I wouldn't, like, if I'm going at Naphtali, I'm not going to put Quanath and the elders in your group on a flyer and mock them. I'm not going to do that. I said, although I don't share the same belief with Brother Bereen has helped me in my growth to who I am as an individual, understanding the Bible or not. So I look at him as an elder and a teacher in the community. So for somebody to get up, put and try, hold on, brother, and try to mock him, I personally, and the people in the audience, this is why they was going in on her during that show, because we were offended. This is why I unfriended Queen Naphtali, because I thought that was going overboard. That's why.
Okay, let me respond to that. I respect that. Right? I'm almost done. I promise. I'm almost done. Let me respond to this, brother.
Everybody stop. This is why not only me using the term, ask Naphtali. I've never called Naphtali stupid. I actually like Naphtali, and this is why I unfriended her. All right.
Can I respond to that real quick? And then I'll just listen for a few minutes. I respect what you said, right? But go back what you said earlier when you separated yourself. Now you're calling him brother, and without saying it, I bet $1 to a donut. You don't know his first, middle, or last name. So I'm just trying to figure out, man. This to me, this is a lot of showmanship. Almost done.
Who you talking about?
I know Naphtali real name. I know her husband. I know her children. Real names. Right, and they know my family. So, and we don't get it serious. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times, man, a lot of people take this stuff too serious. All the sisters, whether you believe what she believes in or not, all the sisters want to do is have a dialogue. And it seems like everybody have 1,000 questions, and then when she give an answer, it's laugh over talk, and they don't really want to learn. Whether they want to learn or not, hear her out. That's why she called her channel New School of Thought. She sees something a little different from you. We don't have to be disrespectful.
No,
That's
no, no.
all.
I'm telling you why. You know me, Cornell. We had our battles years ago. We've had a relationship to the point where we could actually call each other now. We weren't like that years ago. I'm saying to you as a man to a man, nobody, Naphtali is extremely pseudo. I'm gonna bring you up Naphtali in a minute because your stuff echoes. That's why I'm not bringing you up, sis. She's extremely pseudo. She made a claim, and that's why she was being mocked also. Her claim is pseudo. It doesn't even, the stuff that she's reading from doesn't even agree with her. So I'm saying
somebody should debate her then.
Hold on. That's what Orthodox Moore was doing for the whole show.
Yes,
He was
on a sake. Listen, man, let's be real, Garfield. All these guys that claim they got balls, they go to a channel where they feel safe, like you said, right? They're going all Sarnetta's show, your show, but they scared to come on my show or her show. And all the other people that want to debate her, they have no channel. I mean, no teaching or anything, but they want to come on and see like me make a name for themselves. I'm gonna drop off so the sister go ahead and defend herself. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be a bunch of questions for her, and no teachings from nobody else, and a bunch of acting like y'all know what she's talking about and laugh about it, and then have no answers but a bunch of questions and have no teachings.
All right. Hey, listen, my son is actually sick. If more, if you want to come on and talk about it, y'all could do that, but I don't have nothing else to say tonight. I gotta take care of my son. All right. I don't need to make a name off Naphtali. She's not known by anybody. Who knows her? I don't know anybody that talks about Naphtali. I tried to call her out.
Garfield.
I don't know anybody. But Israel, you got the last word. You got the last word. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say just one quick thing. So as far as the attacks and all that stuff, whatever, but because the brother Berean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how any form of banter back and forth should offend him. Like, if you know him like you say you do, you know how he disrespects people on his show all the time, no matter if they're trying to be cordial with him or not. All they got to do is disagree with him. So the brother is hella sensitive to be polite, to be respectful about it. But moving past that, I hope your peoples get better, brother, and we'll catch up, man.
Hey, let me read something to you real quick before you go. He had brought his attack on the for the emancipation of the Jews who had been transported from Judea by the king's father. For when by a combination of good fortune. All right, here my son need my help right now. Let me deal with my son. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.
Hey, okay.
Peace.
Peace.